as this COVID crisis comes to a close and we start to come back to the now normal, the post-COVID workplace, what should we be considering before we bring people back to work?
So that's a great question and one that should be on the minds of HR every day. And I think the best way to think about that is the who, when, what. How are you going to bring them back? And start off by doing what I would say a risk analysis. What jobs have to come back because your business is at risk? So if you need production workers back on the production line, think about, okay, what's the risk when I bring them back? Is it a congested workspace? Can I have multiple staggering shifts? Do I have remote workers that I can keep working remote? Do I need all shifts at all times coming back right away? Can I phase it in? I think you got to look at and come up with a plan that protects your employees, at the same time protects your business. So think about that in terms of phases based on what your business model risk is. The other thing that I think you have to think in advance is, how does that impact your visitors or your customers or your vendors? And what policies are you going to put in place about those folks being in your work environment? So start by that top-down evaluation of what your risk is. What is the most priority for you to bring folks back? Start there, and then work your way down from the most priority, most risk, down to your least, I don't want to say least priority, but least risk, or ways that you can mitigate that risk. Because the risk is not entirely gone.
Right. Are there? Do you know of any good resources to sort of have? It's like a comprehensive list of what we should be thinking about.
Yeah, I think one, you do a return to work safe plan. SHRM also has some great resources. You certainly, your clients can call me and we can walk through and create that list.
Great.
But you need to think of risk, priorities, all the way through your training and onboarding or re-onboarding that you have to do.
Yeah, I think you made a comment last time, I think, which was really interesting, is that, we, as business leaders, as HR professionals, we can't just assume that everyone can come back to their desks as normal, just like as if it was a long weekend, right? I mean, there needs to be some real careful thought and some careful planning. So, yeah, Lori, how about, any final thoughts on any of this, any advice, sort of bigger picture, come back, don't come back, whatever you sort of like think about from a big picture standpoint as the last thoughts.
So I think do that analysis and think, how is this going to impact my employees and my business? And in my opinion, I think being conservative, if it's not disrupting your business and you can be conservative, think that way.
Continue on, right? Continue on.
You're easing back in. Rushing back in and finding that you're ill prepared, I think is going to have a more damaging effect.
Right. Just because the governor is saying, get back to work, open up the economy, doesn't necessarily mean that it's right for your business.
Exactly. Right. You have to look at your business through a very filtered lens that says, how is this impacting the business and my employees? And what is my risk? What's my risk if I rush everybody back? What's my risk if I ease them back?
Thank you so much, Lori. This has been really great. Lots to think about. Even more importantly, gets me going that, there's a lot to do. We'll make sure, just as we did in the, in the prior session, to make sure we share your contact at the end of this segment. And everyone keep, an eye out for other updates. As a regular part of this series, we'll have Lori back again to expand on some of this as we sort of get back to the now normal, I guess, or the post-COVID workforce. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Everyone stay safe, everyone stay healthy, and keep your eye out for more updates. So thank you very much.